The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 105, Invaders Sarah, Vera, Lorik, and Rowan walk up the stairs to Cyrilda's office. Sarah knocks before hearing a voice call out for them to enter. The four enter the office and find Cyrilda and King Eldrin waiting for them. "How was your trip out of the capital?" Eldrin asks as they sit down. "Good. We managed to put our abilities to the test now that we're mages," Sarah replies. "So why'd you ask us to come here, Master?" Vera asks. "Two reasons. The first is that I've gotten your next task figured out. I'll be taking you to a special dungeon. Special dungeons are dungeons that have certain limits and rules. This one is a trio of dungeons. Only mages can enter them. To enter the first dungeon, you need to be below the 7th tier. To enter the second, you need to be 6th tier to 4th tier. To enter the last dungeon, you have to be 3rd tier or higher, but you need to pass the first dungeon to get to the second. Clearing it will give you the key, so to speak, but you only get one key per dungeon. Whoever kills the boss gets the key. So you'll have to clear it 4 times to all get a key. The next 2 dungeons work the same. You all need to get the keys from them. That includes the 3rd dungeon. The keys will turn into a soul item once you've gotten all 3. That soul item is the reason I plan to send you there. But the 2nd and 3rd dungeons are pretty profitable. The items they drop are good too, so it won't hurt you to raid them a few extra times." Cyrilda replies, "The second reason we've called you all here is about those monsters Lorik discovered. We've asked the Holy Queen about them, and she asked to meet you, Lorik." King Eldrin adds, "Huh? Why me?" Lorik asks, surprised. "We're not too sure. We have a few ideas, but we know it's safe. The Holy Queen is the last person who would invite someone over just to kill them." Cyrilda replies, "Why'd you call the rest of us then?" Vera asks, "I thought I'd bring you along too. Our kingdom has a close relationship with the Holy Kingdom, so we plan to bring Sarah to show her around and let her see how we do things like this. But I thought to bring you and Rowan as well. You don't have to come if you don't want to." Cyrilda replies, "I do. When would we be leaving?" Vera asks, causing Cyrilda to stand up. "Right now," she says before reaching out. The space in front of her cracks open, and she motions for them to step into it. They get in, with Lorik being the first to enter, solely because he doesn't hesitate. They admire the rainbow of colors around them as they walk through the space channel. After a few minutes, they leave the space crack and appear in the Holy Kingdom's garden. They look around and see the priest from before walking up to them. "Welcome back. The Queen just finished getting ready to meet you. If you'll follow me, I'll lead the way," he says before Cyrilda nods. They follow him to the right of the castle. They get to the Knights' training field and stop. The Holy Queen is standing in the center of one of the fields. They're all marked with white paint. The paint forms a rectangle with the paint on the stone floor. The field inside the paint has dirt floors. "Thanks for coming. Which one of them is your disciple with the law in question?" the Holy Queen asks as they walk up to her. "That would be Lorik here," Cyrilda replies. "All right then, Lorik. Would you have a little sparring session with me? You don't need to hold back. I'm a Grand Mage first tier, so I can take anything you throw at me," she asks. "Why do you want to spar?" Lorik asks her. "I need to check something, and sparring is the best way to do it," she replies. "All right then," Lorik says before walking to his starting position. The others leave the field, and Lorik gets ready. "Go ahead and start whenever you're ready," the Holy Queen shouts. A magic circle appears behind Lorik as he summons his wolf pack. All 6 phantom wolves leap out of the circle and start rushing the Holy Queen. Lorik follows them closely, and the Holy Queen raises her hand. Flames dance along her fingers before leaping off and forming 7 spears of fire. They shoot out and pierce his wolves, burning them to a crisp before they disappear. Lorik barely dodges his spear, having less than an inch of breathing room. A magic circle appears under the Holy Queen as she readies another volley of spears. She jumps up before Lorik's phantom wolf head jumps out and bites down. She floats in the air with gentle green winds appearing around her feet. "Law field," Lorik says, causing his law field to appear. Blue grass grows as the ground turns brown. The air turns purple as the gravity law fills it. Phantom wolves and swords appear around Lorik. "The gravity law," the Holy Queen says, shock evident in her voice. "Lorik's too weak to prevent a Grand Mage from flying. so all he can do is make it a bit harder for her to fly. That's enough, the Holy Queen says after looking around his law field. Lorik puts it away as she lands. Did you check everything you needed? Lorik asks, causing her to smile. I did, and I was surprised. Where'd you get the gravity law? She asks him. I received the inheritance from the Gravity Lord, Lorik replies. She nods with shock in her eyes. She turns and they walk back to the others. Let's continue our chat in my reading room, she says before they can ask anything else. She leads the way back to the castle and inside. They walk back to the same room that Cyrilda and Eldrin met her in last time. So what did you need to check with Lorik? Cyrilda asks as they take a seat around the large circular table. I needed to check his beast law. Or sorry, you call it the law of the hunt, right? The Holy Queen replies, surprising Lorik. You've heard of it before? I couldn't find anything on it after searching around. Lorik asks her. I'm not surprised. This law was last comprehended about 1,000 years ago. It comes from ancient times. Speaking of, how many ancient lords have you met? She asks him. 2, the Gravity Lord and Soul Lord. Lorik replies. Good, and you're a mage already. This changes things, the Holy Queen says, muttering to herself at the end. What changes things? Why did you ask to meet Lorik? Cyrilda asks, clearly getting frustrated. Right, sorry. Those creatures that Lorik killed before, they don't originate from this world. Even I don't know where they came from, the Holy Queen says before Sarah interrupts her. What do you mean, they don't originate from this world? Are they aliens, or did they come from a dungeon? Sarah asks. I don't know. All I know is that they're invaders. They're trying to kill humanity. The reason the strong and powerful ancient times fell is because of a war with them. Humanity was almost wiped out, and they were almost all killed. But a few of them survived and hid away. They entered a hibernation-like state, but now they're readying their comeback. The Holy Queen replies, Where have they been? There's no way people wouldn't have noticed these in the past 1,000 years. Eldrin asks. I'm sure some did. But you know what happens to people who discover these creatures? The Holy Queen says, What abilities do these things have? Cyrilda asks. That depends on their host. These things are parasites. They can't do anything here without a host. They can't even survive in our world without a host. Well, they can if they hibernate, but even then it's risky for them. From what the creature you showed me before looked like, it's clear its host was a human. The Holy Queen replies, How many of them are there? Lorik asks. I don't know. They can communicate with their home. Then a portal opens between them and their home. This kills them, but they can call for others from their home. So there could be a few left, lying in wait, or thousands ready to attack. She replies, What do you suppose we do about these things? King Eldrin asks. Do whatever you can to increase the number of grand mages your kingdom has. I'm sorry to say, but these invaders are likely to go to your kingdom. The reason being, Lorik here. They're drawn to his law. The Holy Queen replies. Why are they drawn to my law? Lorik asks. It's simple. They're like beasts acting on instinct. Only a few of them have enough intelligence to plan things out, but they can all sense the danger you pose to them, so they'll come to eliminate you. The reason is, they remember the last war. Your law is like mine, a divine law. The goddess granted it to her warrior when the invaders first appeared. The Holy Queen explains. It's divine? Is that why I can't manipulate it? Lorik asks, causing her to nod. Oh, what about this? Lorik asks while taking the untouchable box out. There are 4 locks left. Before he can ask about it, 2 purple crystals leave his body. They jump up and slam down on the locks. 2 more break off and clatter to the table. Those were the crystals the invaders turned into, Lorik says before examining the box. There are only 2 locks remaining. Anyway, there's a sword in here. It came out when I fought those invaders and saved me. Is it divine? It used the hunt law, Lorik asks, causing her to smile. Yes, it's divine. The goddess forged it for her warrior. It's a soul weapon. There should be a pair of soul armor in there as well. She replies before remembering something. Right. Do you have a familiar? She asks. Yeah, she's a Fenrir and named Nixfang, Lorik replies. Good. Now I'm afraid I need to get going. I have other matters that need my attention. But Lorik, your law was made for these invaders. I'd like you to come here once a week for training. I'll be training you myself. I'll also tell you what I can about them. Oh, and speaking of, Hear King Eldrin. This is everything I was able to learn about them. I've also added my recommendations for how to handle these invaders. And please don't tell anyone else about this. I'll be sending my Valkyries out to the other kingdoms soon. They'll inform them about these invaders. But to keep Lorik safe, I'll be telling them we found one of these creatures. That'll be how I learned of them. The Holy Queen says while handing Eldrin a folder. What do you mean by what you can tell me? Lorik asks. There was a Lord of Time in ancient times. He set up certain places for you to visit at certain times by reading the Hunt Law's future. But if I tell you about it, it'll change the future, and you won't get to whatever he planned. He worked with other lords too, like the Soul Lord. Since you've been there, I can say that he's the one who asked her to create that dungeon. They made it to ensure you become a mage quickly. There are other places, but going too soon would harm you. All I can do is point you in their direction when it's time, she replies. All right, when do you want him to come in? Also, is it fine if I join him? I'm sure we'll have some more questions then, and I'd like to see how you train him, Sarita asks. Yes, that's fine, and I'd like to start in. Let's go with 4 days. So Monday, does that work with you? She asks. Yes, that's fine, Saridla replies before they stand up. Oh, wait. Miss Demon, what's your name? The Holy Queen asks Vera. It's Vera, Vera replies. Vera, do you know any demons with the Law of Destruction? These invaders are tough, and the Law of Destruction was quite effective on them in the past. There were 4 grand mages who had it, and they were a godsend on the battlefield. The Holy Queen asks. I use that law, but I haven't heard of others using it. The last one to do so in my tribe was hundreds of years ago. Vera replies. Would you join us on Monday then? If you're fine with fighting these invaders, she asks, causing Vera to nod. The Holy Queen thanks them before leading them out. She sees them off before returning to the castle.